Hello everyone, I just wanted to do my own personal review of the S&T Mark III G36C electric blowback. It's a very long name. The reason being is because I feel like the reviews online, or the little reviews online that there are, fail to go over some of the functions and compatibilities of the gun, so I wanted to kind of cover those in this video. So starting from the front, out of the box the gun comes with this handguard, has key mod, bottom pick rail for the grip, whatever you may want to put down here, and then upper pick rail for so like a zoom camera or whatever you may put up here, a laser unit or something. At the rail at the top, this carry handle, it comes with these two flip up iron sights, which I don't prefer because mainly this pinhole at the back, and I'm not sure if you can rotate it, because I'm sure you can see it has this wider hole, but it has this pinhole at the back. Yeah, I don't really prefer this, and plus it's like a little bendy, you know, contrary to that one, which I'll get to these in a minute. But moving to the back, we have an M4 style stock and buffer tube, of course collapsible. But when you collapse it, this cheek weld kind of doesn't really sit against the gun that well. It kind of wobbles around, plus it obviously cannot clip on. Again, get to that in a minute. And then to the bottom, it comes with the M4 style Magwell and is compatible with the high cap out the box. Move this to the side, get to that in a minute. Comes with a high cap out the box, fits well obviously. It comes with these level 3, I guess I assume that's the brand, the M4 and M16 mags. Of course mid cap fits with those very well. Also fits KWA M4 style mags, fits very loosely compared to these two, so I recommend just the Stanag mags instead of these more modernized mags. Well, let's double check these, because I'm pretty sure these fit in well. A little bit of wobble to that. And then the one that came with the gun, a little bit of wobble to that, but not as much as the KWA mag. However, all of these mags feed perfectly fine. And I will show you the G36 mags later in the video. On to why this looks so different. I put my Elite Force G36C parts onto this, so you can see the handguard, the carry handle, and the stock. The only reason why I did this is because I personally just like the look of the classic G36. There's no real advantage you get to running any of these. The only advantage you really get is the fact that you can collapse this stock and it locks in right here. It locks in right there. There is no wobble or anything, and it's a very secure fit. But yeah, I just prefer how that looks and how it feels when I'm shooting. Other than that, there really is no advantage you get to running any of these. Onto this Magwell. This Magwell does go into this gun. As you can see, this groove goes onto this little button right here, and you pull this pin out, put it through here, then the rest of the gun, and it will fit these PTS 190 rounds, I'm sure, magazines, and these, honestly, I guess non-brand, because I don't remember where I got these from. What does that say? Star Airsoft, or Star Airsoft, one of the two. But these mags, it fits with all G36 mags that are at least on the market right now. And I'll show you this in a minute. Moving up to the handguard and the battery, gotta unplug my light here, but the gun initially comes with a screw, or a bolt, whichever one you want to call it, a bolt on this side, and then a stop nut right here on this side. I switched it out for a pin just for easier access, but realistically it's not that easy because on this side you kind of have to hit against this to actually get it out. If If you press against it, I mean, you can like move it a slight bit, but personally it kind of hurts my finger after a little bit. But I personally just tap on this end or just press against it. You might just want to tap it out a bit and then pull it out from the other side. And then from there, you have access to your battery compartment with a Tamiya connector. And personally, you get, or at least I got, the best performance using an 11.1 volt battery. You get a much better trigger response out the box. Well, about that, it didn't come with a battery outside the box. Most videos you see online, they're using a 7.4, and that's why the electric blowback and also the trigger response seems a lot slower. But I personally love the 11.1 volt battery out this gun. In terms of battery storage, honestly, this is just a battery I had and I have used for my Elite Force G36. This is just a battery that I use for it. This does fit into the handguard very well, but it takes a lot of like kind of molding of the battery. You kind of have to like adjust it, kind of like this, kind of like a U-shape kind of, but it does fit in here pretty well. I'll show you that right now. Alright, now that we have it kind of seated in there, I can slide it on if it wants to cooperate, and move my flashlight cord to the side. And we are now powered up. I'm going to go ahead and loop my flashlight back through here very quickly. Okay, and now we are powered up. I don't know the charge on that battery, but it should still have a good bit to it. And like I said, let me actually, hold on. Let me go ahead and show you the Magwell situation while we are at it. So as shown, it does work with a lot of the M4 mags. You have this one, you have the high cap that came out of the box, and you have the KWA one. And they all go in and eject perfectly fine, but I'm going to swap out these Magwells so I can show you the compatibility with this gun. As you can see, that came off perfectly fine. Didn't have to scrape against anything. It just kind of pulled out. This will go in just like that, and then you stab that pin right back in there. So firstly, I'm going to show you this actually dry firing, just so I can show you one of the functions of the gun. So this mag doesn't have like a follower or a stopper in it like this KWA one, as you can see right there at the top. But when you fire it, the trigger stays back once it notices it's empty. It takes a few shots, as you saw, but it's still, the trigger goes all the way back. So to release the trigger, you press that button right there. You press that button, pull this back, let go, and that's how you know you're ready to fire again. Let's try a quick firing demo on semi. A little bit of footage of the electric blowback. And it's not a really heavy kick. It's just enough of a kick to actually, like, you know, give you feedback. It's not to really simulate a really like strong blowback as if you were to get like a full metal electric blowback. This is still like a polymer type material. This isn't really a heavy blowback type of replica. And let me give you a demo of the trigger. Oh, let's see. So I still have a few more in there. I usually use the M4 mags, but I just wanted to show these out for the video. Let me see. So pressing that button, like I showed, resets the trigger, because the gun may be thinking it's empty right now, or it may just be getting to the end of the mag, so it's starting to do the lockup function to where it shows empty. And once you are empty, press that button to reset the trigger. Again, check empty, and now we're actually empty. Another thing to keep in mind is that when the trigger is back, when it's all the way back, you cannot put this into safety. I'm pressing against it right now, it is not going into safety. You actually have to reset the trigger in order to put it into safety. So now we're going to do a quick test with the KWA M4 mag on semi-auto. Why does it keep doing that? For some reason, this KWA mag doesn't really want to feed. I usually use these ones here. I usually use the Stanag mags, but I think it might be because this one is like kind of sitting in here loose. When I ran it the first day, it was running fine, but I think now that this is kind of broken in a little bit, I think its empty function is actually starting to trigger more because this isn't like all the way pushed up into the gun. That wobble to it. Let's try that again. Yeah, same thing. You set the trigger. Let's try full auto and see if we can just kind of bypass that. And that's just flat out not firing. Let's see. There you go. Okay. So that, oh, forgot, M4 mags, you have to press that, okay. Fed properly. That wasn't happening with the G36 mags, that's why I'm kind of confused. It may have something to do with the gearbox, because that second time it didn't fire, it just was clicking instead of the trigger being all the way back, so that has something to do with the gearbox, but hey, we're both learning things. So all in all, this still is a very, very good replica to be running. I think those malfunctions were just due to me kind of tinkering with it. Not necessarily tinkering, but just kind of digging in there to look at it. I was trying to open this up. I took this pin out and dragged the gearbox out a little bit just to see what this button did. And that might have just kind of messed with it, but still, on the field, I had no issues with it. I actually have a full video of me using it on the field. But all in all, this still is a very good replica to be running by S&T. Compatible with your G36 mags, all your M4 mags, except for this one. This one has a little bit of a wiggle to it, but it's still fed perfectly fine. And if you want to run the more modern handguard, carry handle, and M4 style stock and buffer tube, you can. I just prefer the look of this. But hope this video helps before you buy this, and I hope it showed you a little bit more of an insight to how the gun functions. And like I said, I do have a full video of me playing with it on the field if you want to look at that. But thanks for watching.
I also wanted to include that out the box it does shoot 300 FPS with .2s, but I personally use .3s when I'm out in the field, and I was achieving around 286 FPS, and I believe that was my average. I don't remember what joules I was putting out, but it shot very well up to, I'll say, 150 feet. We have a firing range out there, and one of our furthest targets are 150 feet, and it shot that target with every single trigger pull. They also have a carbine variant of this gun, and it has a longer barrel, and obviously with a longer barrel, you get a higher FPS. So I think this one said it was 380. The carbine variant, it was 380 FPS up to 400, and obviously it's greater. So if you want to go for this, go for it. But all in all, again, it's a very, very good replica, and I honestly recommend it for honestly anybody. I mean, the price is very good. The performance is very well out the box. The hop up, it's just a great gun. But yeah, G36 enthusiasts, or if you're just trying to try something new, go for it. It's a great gun. Thanks for watching. Hope this helped.